Namaste and welcome to Tridevi Chamundamandi in Denver, Colorado. This is Yamajit, and I'm very glad you're going to be joining me today. Today I'm going to be sharing a mantra practice, something you could do every day if you choose, to the three goddesses of the Trika Tantra lineage. This is a lineage that was popular in the area of India known as Kashmir about 1,000 years ago. And it's centered around three goddesses: a white goddess named Para, the red goddess Parapara, and the black, very Kali-like goddess Apara. I'd like to start out with a quick announcement. So this coming Friday at 7 o'clock will be the next installment of our series on modern Cho practice for the West. And if you're interested, you might look back at some earlier broadcasts in that series. But on Friday, I'm going to be doing a traditional Cho practice, but it's going to be done as a form of sound healing. So when you participate with that, either live or if you watch the recording, you're going to be invited to lie back as like you would in a yoga nidra meditation and just open yourself to the experience as I sing the liturgy. So I think you'll find this to be a really interesting program. So to start out tonight's program, I'm actually going to read two sections from the third book in my Kali meditation series. This is book 3 called Chamunda Sadhana, Daily Practices for the Oldest Forms of Ma Kali as Worshipped in the Kathmandu Valley. So first section I'm going to share with you is an introduction to the Trika, and then the second part will be a discussion on the mantras that we'll be practicing tonight. And then if you look at the description section of this broadcast, that second section from the book I'll be reading to you is in there, including the mantras and how they're pronounced. So I'm going to start out with this first section from chapter 5. Triads of goddesses are a universal occurrence in the world's pantheons. From the three fates of Greek mythology to the three faces of Hecate and the Norns of the Norse sagas and the powers of creation, maintenance, and destruction, Sarasvati, Lakshmi, and Parvati, and of course Parvati's forms of Durga and Kali. Other triads in Hindu-based philosophy include the three subtle bodies, the gross, subtle, and causal bodies, the three gunas, tamas, rajas, and sattvas, the doshas of Ayurveda, vata, kapha, and pitta, and the essential states of consciousness, waking, dreaming, and dreamless sleep. In the philosophy of non-dual Shaiva Tantra, there are three, also known as Kashmir Shaivism, there are three powers or Shaktis of manifestation. There is Iccha Shakti, the power of will, Jnana Shakti, the power of knowing or knowledge, and Kriya Shakti, the power of action. In the Trika lineage of non-dual Shaiva Tantra, the three Shaktis were represented by three goddesses who I've mentioned before: Para, the white goddess, for Iccha Shakti; Parapara, the red goddess, for Jnana Shakti; and Apara, the black goddess, for Kriya Shakti, or action. Excellent. I'd like to say namaste to a couple of people who are joining us, both Mary and Kaylee, as well as Dave, who's joining me in person. Anyway, to continue, the goddess Para is illustrated as a beautiful young white goddess seated upon Lord Shiva in the form of the wrathful god Bhairava. who lays beneath her in a supine position. She holds in her hands a mala, a rosary, for repeating mantras, a book of knowledge, a trishula or trident, and her fourth hand holds a skull cup or kapala. Her two remaining hands hold the mudras of dispelling fear and granting boons. She personifies the precognitive creative urge towards self-expression, the impulse which initiates the manifestations of the universe. In meditation, she is the state one reaches within the sense of self, and external objects become abandoned, and one's consciousness merges with pure consciousness underlying the universe, the state known as samadhi. Para, or iccha, is the idea before it's really an idea, the impulse towards self-expression for its own sake. A yogi channeling para, or Iccha Shakti, expresses his or her innate nature through career and life activities. Such activities are found to be energizing rather than draining. They reflect the mission one took birth for in their present life, in other words, their dharma. In the realm of subtle anatomy, para represents the central channel called Sushumna Nadi, through which balanced pranic life force energy travels. During transcendent moments, Kundalini Shakti travels through this channel from the base of the spine, or Muladhara chakra, to the third eye, or Agnya chakra. In this act of meditative breath, para represents the short pauses in between inhalation and exhalation. The goddess Para represents the pure wisdom attained when one can shed ego-based attachments. And Para is flanked by two other, let me go back to this, shed ego-based attachments and fears. Para is flanked by two other Kali-like goddesses, Parapada and Apara. The goddess Para's right hand is the red goddess Parapada. She too sits on a form of Lord Shiva or Bhairava. She is pictured with glowing skull. This goddess holds both a trident and skull staff, or Khatvanga, along with her skull cup, severed head, and a water pot for cleansing. Her sixth hand holds the mudra of dispelling fear. She embodies the powers of knowing, learning, and organizing patterns of consciousness. Within her, ideas are formulated, and one begins to determine how they can be manifested within the realm of the physical world. Without the power of Jnana Shakti, whom she personifies, there would be no consistent scientific laws or patterns in the interactions of living things. Inventions and innovations spring from the application of one's prior knowledge. Subtle anatomy associated with Parapada is the energy channel known as Pingala Nadi, the solar channel located on the right side of Sushumna, which also crosses the chakras 2 and 4. That would be the pelvic chakra and the heart chakra. Pingala carries pranic energy of a more active and dynamic energy. In meditative breathing, Parapada relates to the out-breath. Seated on the left hand of Para is the goddess Apara, also known as the destroyer of the pains of the humble. She is like Parapada in the attributes, except that her skin is black. Her wide open mouth bears long fangs, and her face holds the expression of rage. She also wears a large snake and a string of human heads around her neck, and earrings made from human hands. Her voice is thunderous. She is also pictured holding a trident, a skull staff, and sword. A kapala, that is a skull cup, and a damaru drum. As the mistress of Kriya Shakti, her energies are forces behind the actual work required for ideas to manifest on the earthly plane, and the overall effects produced by their manifestation. In opposite to Parapada, Apara also represents Ida Nadi, or the lunar channel located on the left side of Shushumna Nadi, which crosses again at the second and fourth chakras, where then it terminates in the left nostril at the third eye. Ida carries a more passive, receptive pranic energy. In meditative breathing, Ida Nadi is connected with the in-breath. As mentioned before, Pada, Pada, and Apada are considered aspects of Ma Kali. In Trika philosophy, which flourished from the 9th through the 12th centuries, there is also a fourth, unnamed principle, the underlying force found within Iccha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, and Kriya Shakti, known as Kali, Kalas, and Karshani, and her name means Kali of time, who transmits knowledge. She personifies the all-consuming powers of awareness which underlie the process of will, knowing, and action, or creation, stasis, and destruction. So we have a picture of the three Trika goddesses. My friend Dave brought this Kali image that I have on the, and I'll be using her to represent Kalas and Karshani Kali. And if you look back a couple of weeks, I have a broadcast, both a satsang and puja to this form of the Divine Mother. Anyway, let's look at the mantras we're going to practice. So this is a section from the 9th chapter entitled Something Extra from the Ancient Trika Lineage. And again, this text is reproduced in the description of this program. 1,000 years ago, the Tantric sage Abinivagupta penned encyclopedic work Tantraloka, which means light on the Tantras. The 30th chapter of this scriptural volume discusses the use of mantras in meditative and devotional practice. Abinivagupta wrote of a simplified form of tantric initiation where the student would be empowered with the three wisdom goddesses' mantras, which were regarded as so powerful that their daily recitation could serve as a substitute for a more traditional initiating ceremony. As a matter of historical interest, I am providing these mantras probably for the first time in a book of this nature. The mantra for the goddess Para and the principle of Iccha Shakti, or will, is the single syllable mantra Sauh, which is spelled S-A-U-H. Sauh. Known as the Parabija, this seed mantra is associated with the creative expansion of the universe. Chanting this mantra can also aid in relieving anxiety and depression. For the goddess Parapada, the personification of Jnana Shakti, or knowledge, the mantra is a complex 39-syllable chant. Om Agori Hri, Paramagori Hum, Gorarupe Ha, Goramukha, Basana, Vama, Piba, Heruru Rapat, Hum Ha Pat. I'm going to repeat it one more time. And again, look in the description. You'll see it written out, including phonetically for pronunciation. Gori Hri, Paramagori Hum, Gorupe Ha, Gorumukhi, Bhima, Basana, Vamma, Piba, Heirurura Fat, Hum Ha Fat. Besides several Bij mantras, this mantra contains 8 attributes of the Divine Mother, or the Ashtamatrikas, or 8 little mothers. Agora means not dreadful. That would be Maheshvari, form of Parvati, Shiva's Shakti. Padamagori means very dreadful. This would be associated with Brahmani, the Shakti for Lord Brahma, in other words, Sarasvati. Gorupa means dreadful form. This would be Kaumari, the Shakti of the warrior goddess Skanda, the son of Shiva and Parvati. Gaudamukhi means she with a dreadful face. This would be Vaishnavi, who is a form of Mahalakshmi. Bhima means terrifying. This would be Indrani, the Shakti of the storm god Indra. Bisana means frightening. This would be Varahi, the Divine Mother, in the form of a sow. Vama means vomiting or creating, and this would be Chamunda, the oldest form of Ma Kali. And Piba means drinking in or withdrawing, and this would be either Mahalakshmi or Durga. So Apada, now the mantra Pada, the goddess of Kriya Shakti, or action, has a simple 3-syllable mantra, Hri, Hum, Fat. Again, Hri, Hum, Fat. Hri is related to the goddess-centered syllable Hrim. The mantra Hum is associated with the power of protection, in addition to purification and transformation. The seed mantra Fat, which in Tibetan Buddhism is pronounced Pe, is often associated with the mantras of the wrathful deities. The word Fat means something like crack or boom, and the mantra therefore relates to a deity's power to subdue our inner demons. As with the regular practice of any mantra, it would be interesting to note the possible effects of using these mantras for spiritual growth and personal transformation. As of this writing, I completed a 40-day process of repeating these mantras. The most noticeable effect was a release of a large amount of repressed emotional issues and an even stronger sense of my life mission as a teacher. In all, there has been a strengthened sense of confidence in all aspects of my life. So that's the introduction to the mantras to those 3 goddesses. And then in addition, I'm going to be sharing with you a 4th seed mantra to the sum total of the 3, the goddess Kalas and Karshani Kali. And it's just another single seed mantra. And that mantra is Frem. So for doing this practice, I recommend using a Tibetan style mala. This is a bone one that I have. In this style of mala, you have 27 beads and then a large bead to indicate that you've finished the first series. So we're going to do 27 repetitions of the Apada mantra. And then we're going to do 27 repetitions of the Parapada mantra. Then 27 repetitions of the Para mantra. And then finally 27 for Kala Sankarshani Kali. And I'll go through this very quickly, and I invite you to follow along with the chanting. Something you can use in place of this four-part mantra is to use just a simple wrist mala of 27 beads and go through the series for the first goddess, turn it around, do the series for the next, turn it around, do that for the third, and turn it around for the fourth. So you have a couple of options with that. Because the last couple of weeks we've been doing a series on basic puja practice, I'm going to open by doing really the simplest of pujas. I'm going to use just the seed mantra Om and give the same 5 offerings that I have in those 2 previous broadcasts. So I invite you right now to find a comfortable place to sit, either on the floor, maybe with a cushion, or a straight back chair. Maybe roll the shoulders back to open the chest and help to straighten the back for the free flow of breath and energy. I invite you to close your eyes for a moment and just do some deep breathing. And use these breaths to let go of the cares of the day and the thoughts of tomorrow so that we can focus on this present moment. And then focusing on your heart center as you breathe. And if it feels right, I invite you to make a sankalpa, that is an intention for our practice. Putting these energy, expressing that you want these energies to go to some aspect of your life that could use the support of the Divine Mother, or towards someone close to you who's in need. And if nothing else, a wonderful sankalpa for this practice would be just simply to become closer to the Divine Mother. So now I invite you to bring the palms of your hands to your heart center. And we're going to open our practice by chanting the syllable Om 3 times. And then Om is going to be our puja mantra. So deep inhalation. Inhale, exhale, slowly open your eyes, let your hands return to rest comfortably on your knees. Om. Om. cleansing. Perfume for the earth elements. Food for the water elements. Fire for the fire elements. Incense for the air elements. Little water to cool the atmosphere. And a flower for the ether element. So now we'll begin our mantra practice. So for the goddess Apara, the mantra Hri Hum Fat. Hri Om 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 Fat. Pause, take some breaths, and just feel the power of this mantra. Some people I've done this mantra with notice that there's kind of an increased awareness of the lower regions of the body. And just be aware of any other effects. and Jema Apada Devi. So one of the things that Abinivagupta recommends with these mantras is synchronizing them with the breath. So taking a deep breath in, chanting the mantra, and then breathing in again, chanting the mantra again. You could also do the mantra silently to yourself and repeat the mantra with each inhalation and exhalation. And I invite you to experiment with either form. So now we're going to honor the Divine Mother, Parabija, the Red Goddess. This is the long 39 syllable mantra. You can try chanting along if you want, but seeing this is new to you, you may just want to meditate quietly while I repeat it, and then you can find the text of it in the description and try it for yourself in your personal practice. Om Gari Hri Paramagari Hom Gurupe Haganamukhi Bhima Basana Vama Vama Piba Piba Hirurura Fatum Afat. Om Gari Hri Paramagari Hom Gurupe Haganamukhi Bhima Basana Vama Vama Piba Hirurura Fatum Afat. Om Gari Hri Paramagari Hom Haganamukhi Bhima Basana Vama Vama Piva Viva Hirurura Fato Mafat. Om Gori Hri Paramagari Hum Gurupe Haganamukhi Bhima Basana Vama Vama Piva Viva Hirurura Fato Mafat. Om Gori Hri Paramagari Hum Gurupe Haganamukhi Bhima Basana Vama Vama Piva Viva Hirurura Fato Mafat. Om Gori Hri Paramagari Hum Gurupe Haganamukhi Bhima Basana Vama Vama Piva Viva Hirurura Fato Mafat. Om Gori Hri Paramagari Hum Gurupe Haganamukhi Bhima Basana Vama Vama Piva Viva Hirurura Fato Mafat. Om Gori Hri Paramagari Hum Gurupe Haganamukhi Bhima Basana Vama Vama Piva Viva Hirurura Fato Mafat. Om Gori Hri Paramagari Hum Gurupe Haganamukhi Bhima Basana Vama Vama Piva Viva Hirurura Fato Mafat. Om Gori Hri Paramagari Hum Gurupe Haganamukhi Bhima Basana Vama Vama Piva Viva Hirurura Fato Mafat. Om Gori Hri Paramagari Hum Gurupe Haganamukhi Bhima Basana Vama Vama Piva Viva Hirurura Fato Mafat. Om Gori Hri Paramagari Hum Gurupe Haganamukhi Bhima Basana Vama Vama Piva Viva Hirurura Fato Mafat. Om Gori Hri Paramagari Hum Gurupe Haganamukhi Bhima Basana Vama Vama Piva Viva Hirurura Fato Mafat. Om Gori Hri Paramagari Hum Gurupe Haganamukhi Bhima Basana Vama Vama Piva Viva Hirurura Fato Mafat. Om Gori Hri Paramagari Hum Gurupe Haganamukhi Bhima Basana Vama Vama Piva Viva Hirurura Fato Mafat. Om Gori Hri Paramagari Hum Gurupe Haganamukhi Bhima Basana Vama Vama Piva Viva Hirurura Fato Mafat. Om Gori Hri Paramagari Hum Gurupe Haganamukhi Bhima Basana Vama Vama Piva Viva Hirurura Fato Mafat. Om Gori Hri Paramagari Hum Gurupe Haganamukhi Bhima Basana Vama Vama Piva Viva Hirurura Fato Mafat. Om Gori Hri Paramagari Hum Gurupe Haganamukhi Bhima Basana Vama Vama Piva Viva Hirurura Fato Mafat. Om Gori Hri Paramagari Hum Gurupe Haganamukhi Bhima Basana Vama Vama Piva Viva Hirurura Fato Mafat. Om Gori Hri Paramagari Hum Gurupe Haganamukhi Bhima Basana Vama Vama Piva Viva Hirurura Fato Mafat. Om Gori Hri Paramagari Hum Gurupe Haganamukhi Bhima Basana Vama Vama Piva Viva Hirurura Fato Mafat. Again, breathe deeply. Notice the mantra's effects. There's some I've shared this mantra with that notice an awareness of the central part of the body, especially the heart chakra. But just be aware of your own experience again of this particular mantra and the powers of Mapada. And Jima Pada Devi. So now, much simpler mantra to the goddess Pada. Just the seed syllable Sauh. And again, I invite you to chant along with this one. Nice inhale. Sauh. Sauh. Breathe deeply. Just experience again the energies of the mantra. For me, this one always lights up the third eye and the crown. But again, be aware of your personal experience. There's no right or wrong way to experience these mantras. Jema Paradevi. And now finally, I like to refer to this as the three goddesses plus one. That one being their sum total. The goddess Kala Sankarshini, Kali. You can also think of her as Mahakali. And the mantra Frem. Frem. Breathe deeply. And again, allow yourself just to notice the experience of this mantra. You can visualize the power of all 4 mantras going toward your personal sankalpa. And then a good way to end the practice is just to ground the remaining energy into your heart center. And so I invite you to bring the palms of your hands together at your heart center. Eyes closed, slowly open them. Take a moment to express gratitude to the Divine Mother in all of her forms. And to give gratitude towards yourself for taking part in this practice tonight. And namaste.
Namaste.
Blessings always. Jai Mata Di.
Jai Mata Di.
And thank you so very much for joining me. Especially want to give thanks to everyone who's joining live. That would be Alwyn, Kaylee, Mary, Dave. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this practice. You're very welcome. And also, there's 2 other people I'd like to acknowledge, and they were the writers of the primary sources for this practice. That would be Dr. Judith Torzuk, and who was a wonderful source of the meanings of the mantras, and also Dr. Alexei Sanderson of the University of Oxford, who also wrote about these mantras. So I hope that you will try these mantras for yourself. Maybe bring up the description, write them down, so you have a script to go by. You don't necessarily need to do the opening puja that I did. It's a nice way to get things started. But just doing the mantras themselves, it's a nice little 20-minute sadhana, especially once you're used to chanting them. Also, I would love to hear your personal experiences with these mantras. Please feel free to message me at my channel with anything you'd like to share or any questions that come up. And you're also welcome always to email me at the temple. My email is omcdevi@gmail.com. That's AUM, Om, C as in cat, Devi, DEVI, @gmail.com. And I'd just very much love to hear from you. So I want to thank everybody again. And I look forward to you joining me for Friday for our experience of Cho practice, Tibetan Cho practice as a form of sound healing. Until then, have a wonderful couple of days. Have a wonderful night tonight. Thank you again. And Jai Ma.